Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into something today that feels like it's straight out of the future. AI in medicine.
Really fascinating stuff.
And not just any AI. We're talking about all the latest research with large language models.
Right.
LLMs, for short.
Yeah, LLMs.
These things are powerful computer programs designed to try to understand and use language, just like you and me.
Yeah. It's incredible to see how these LLMs are developing in the medical field. Like, we're seeing them being used to potentially diagnose rare diseases, make sense of these really complex medical images, even personalized treatment plans for people, It's really a whole new world of possibilities.
So I'm picturing in my mind like an AI doctor with a little tiny stethoscope. Am I close?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Think of an LLM more like a supercomputer, but it's built for language. It devours mountains, and I mean mountains, of text data, medical textbooks, research papers, patient records, all of it, and learns to recognize patterns in all that data, making connections, and even generating, human quality text based on all of that. So you're saying, like, if I describe my symptoms to it, it could potentially figure out what's wrong with me.
You're on the right track. I mean, it's not quite that simple.
Okay.
But researchers like Tessa Han, Anand Kumar, and their team at MedSafety Bench, they're doing some really groundbreaking work on this. Like, they're laser focused on making these AI models safer for use in medicine.
Which makes sense, right? I mean, obviously, accuracy is critical when it comes to your health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There is zero margin for error when we're talking about something as important as your healthcare.
Exactly.
And that's actually where the research from Zhang Haiyan Twang and their team comes in. They're tackling this big challenge known as hallucination.
Hallucinations, okay.
Yeah. So as smart as these LLMs are, they can, sometimes they can make things up, and they present that false information as fact.
Wait, so the AI can have hallucinations? Like, I think I see a unicorn in this X-ray.
Well, not quite unicorns, but you're getting it. Hallucinations in LLMs, it refers to instances where the AI is generating information that isn't based on the data it was trained on. So it's like the AI is just making things up as it goes, which, as you can imagine, is a huge concern in a field like medicine where accuracy is paramount.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So how are researchers using these LLMs to diagnose diseases in a way that's safe and reliable then?
Well, that's where things get really, really interesting.
Okay.
Researchers Jinzhu, Hang Dong, and their team, they've developed a system that uses LLMs to uncover potentially rare disease cases that are hiding in plain sight within regular medical records.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so information that might have been overlooked by, human eyes could hold the key to a proper diagnosis.
So the AI is like a medical detective. It's like piecing together clues that doctors might have missed.
Exactly. They call their approach a hybrid framework. It combines the power of LLMs with existing medical ontologies like Ordo and UMLS.
Okay.
And these ontologies, they're basically giant databases of medical terms and relationships between them.
So it's like giving the AI a medical dictionary and a detective's handbook at the same time.
Precisely. So by combining the AI's ability to find these patterns with the existing knowledge base of medicine, we're potentially opening up this whole new world of diagnoses for people who might have been searching for answers for years.
That's incredible. It's like having this second set of like super highly trained eyes going through your medical history. But what about the things that doctors see with their own eyes? Like, what about medical images? Can AI help with those too?
Absolutely. One area that is rapidly evolving is the field of multimodal LLMs.
Multimodal.
Yeah, so this is AI that can understand and analyze both text and images.
Gotcha.
So think X-rays, CT scans, all that.
Wait a minute. AI that can read medical images. Are we talking robot radiologists now?
Not quite robot radiologists yet.
Okay.
But we're getting there. Researchers Binsu Li, Tian Kaiyan, and their team, they've developed something called an MMedAgent.
MMed.
Yeah. Imagine an AI that can analyze a medical image and recommend the best course of action.
So it's like having a little medical consultant right there with you, helping you make sense of all those complex images.
You got it. For example, you can look at a skin lesion and say, this might need a biopsy, or, this looks like eczema, but let's get a dermatologist to take a look, just to be sure.
Okay.
It's about assisting doctors, not, replacing them.
That makes sense. It's giving doctors more information more quickly so they can make the best decisions for their patients.
Exactly. In medicine, time is of the essence.
For sure.
Faster, more accurate decisions can completely change a patient's outcome.
Totally. This is all so mind-blowing. So we've got AI potentially diagnosing rare diseases, reading these complex medical images. Is there anything these LLMs can't do?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah.
And it leads us to a very, very important area of medicine, the role of the pharmacist.
Okay.
Such a multifaceted job. Requires a really deep understanding of drug interactions, potential side effects, even ethical considerations.
Yeah, it sounds like a pharmacist needs to be like a walking encyclopedia of medical knowledge.
You could definitely say that. Researchers Zhengliang Liu, Zihao Wu, and their team at UNC Chapel Hill have been exploring this very question with their project, Pharmacy GPT.
Pharmacy GPT. Okay, that's catchy. So is it going to replace my local pharmacist?
Well, it's more about testing the waters, to see if an AI can even handle the complexities of being a pharmacist.
Okay.
They're using real data from intensive care units to see how well the AI can group patients, recommend treatments, and even predict potential outcomes.
So it's like a test run for the future of pharmacy.
Precisely. They're trying to understand both the potential benefits and limitations of using AI in this really critical area of healthcare.
I have a feeling those benefits and limitations are going to be a recurring theme as we journey further into this world of AI and medicine.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Those benefits and limitations, they're definitely going to keep popping up as we explore this new frontier, this AI in medicine. But let's shift gears for a sec and talk about how AI can actually make healthcare more accessible and understandable for us, for patients. I mean, who actually likes trying to decipher those dense medical reports?
Seriously, it's like trying to read a foreign language sometimes.
I hear you. Yeah. And you know what? Researchers, they're working on that too. Luyan Luo, Jenna Varavamurthy, and their team, they've developed this really cool AI called Re-Explain.
Re-Explain? Like it's going to explain things to me. I like it.
Exactly. It takes those jargon-filled radiology reports that leave patients kind of scratching their heads and turns them into, get this, easy-to-understand videos.
Right. Videos, like little animated x-rays or something?
You got it. They use plain language. They highlight the key areas on the images. They even create 3D models of organs so you can really visualize what's going on. Imagine actually looking forward to getting your medical results because you'll be able to understand them.
That would be revolutionary. No more frantic Googling trying to figure out what all that medical jargon means.
Yeah.
So it's like having a doctor there to explain it to you, but without having to, wait for an appointment.
That's the beauty of it. And the Re-Explain team, actually, they found that radiologists who tested it out, they believe that this could significantly improve patient engagement and satisfaction. Imagine feeling more informed and empowered to participate in your own healthcare decisions.
Sign me up. This is incredible. I think this could be a total game changer for how we approach healthcare communication.
It's a fantastic example of how AI can bridge that gap between, doctors and patients, making that healthcare information more accessible to everyone.
Speaking of accessible healthcare, what about mental health? We touched on AI chatbots being developed for mental health support a bit earlier. Are there researchers out there looking at ways that AI can help in that area?
Absolutely, yeah. It's such a critical area of healthcare, and researchers are exploring a lot of different avenues. Gleb Kuzmin, Peter Strapetoff, and their team have been comparing how well these AI approaches, including LLMs, can detect depression and anxiety, but from text and voice data.
So using AI to potentially identify mental health conditions earlier on?
Yeah, you could say that, but remember, the goal here isn't to replace, human therapists. It's more about using AI as an additional tool to potentially identify those who might be struggling and get them connected with the right resources sooner.
I see. So it's like having another layer of support, especially in areas where access to mental health care might be limited.
Exactly. And what they found was that these LLMs, in some cases, they performed as well as or even better than traditional methods, especially when working with smaller, less structured data sets.
That's fascinating. So it sounds like LLMs might be particularly helpful in situations where those more traditional methods might struggle a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely an area with huge potential. And as the research progresses, who knows what other ways AI might help to improve mental health care.
With all this talk about research in progress, I'm curious, is there a sense of collaboration in the AI and medicine field? Or is it kind of every AI for itself?
That is a fantastic question. And it highlights a really, really crucial point. AI development in medicine, it thrives on collaboration, open source resources, and, a shared commitment to using this technology for good.
So it's more about like a collective effort to push the boundaries of what's possible rather than like, everyone competing against each other.
Exactly. Take the work of Heng Yang, Jack Cole, and Kel Ai. They developed a platform called OmniGen-Bench. And this is specifically designed to benchmark genomic foundation models.
Hold on, genomic foundation models? That sounds incredibly complex.
It is pretty high-level stuff, I'll admit. But think of it like this. Our genes, they play a huge role in our health, right?
Right.
Okay, so these genomic foundation models, they're AI systems that are designed to analyze and understand that genetic information.
Okay, I see. So it's like using AI to unlock the secrets hidden within our own DNA.
You got it. And OmniGen-Bench is like this giant testing ground for those AI systems. It lets researchers compare different models, see what's working best, and ultimately accelerate the pace of discovery in genomics.
It's like creating like a universal language for AI to talk about our genes, which would allow the researchers to all talk to each other easier too.
Exactly. And by sharing their findings and collaborating like this, researchers can learn from each other, they can identify areas for improvement, and ultimately advance the field more quickly. It's a win-win for everyone involved, especially patients.
That's really encouraging to hear. So there is a sense of community and like shared purpose in this world of AI and medicine.
Absolutely. And that's incredibly important because the challenges are, they're complex and the stakes are incredibly high. It's going to take a global effort to fully realize AI's potential for good in healthcare.
Well said. Now let's take a step back for a moment, look at the big picture. With all these advancements happening so fast, what do you envision for the future of AI in medicine?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But one thing is for sure. The landscape of healthcare as we know it, it's about to change dramatically. Imagine a world where AI is like seamlessly integrated into every single step of your healthcare journey, from the minute you walk into a doctor's office to the personalized treatment plans you receive.
Okay, now you're just getting me excited. Paint me a picture of this future.
Okay, so imagine this. You walk into the doctor's office, and an AI has already analyzed your entire medical history, flagged any potential risk factors, and is suggesting personalized screenings based on your unique genetic makeup.
So it's like having a personal health assistant, one that knows you inside and out.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. Researchers like Leo Machado, Helene Philippe, and their team, they're developing AI systems like ONCOPILOT, which uses visual prompts to help radiologists identify and measure tumors with incredible accuracy. And get this, it's being designed to integrate directly into existing radiological workflows.
Wow, so we're talking about AI working side by side with doctors in real time.
You got it. It's like having this real-time medical consultant right there by your side, providing insights and guidance based on the very latest research and the specifics of your case. This could revolutionize healthcare. We could be talking about faster diagnoses, more precise treatments, maybe even the ability to predict and prevent diseases before they even appear.
This all sounds incredible, but I have to admit, part of me is a little, wary, I guess. AI making these life or death decisions, it's a huge responsibility.
I understand your concerns. I do. It's a huge responsibility. It's one that we need to approach with a lot of caution and a careful consideration. And this is where the whole discussion about ethics and responsibility in AI development, it becomes absolutely critical.
It's not just about building the amazing technology. It's about using it wisely and making sure that it benefits everyone.
Exactly. And that's going to require a real collaborative effort. We need scientists, policymakers, healthcare professionals, and most importantly, the public. We need to be having these open and honest conversations about the potential benefits and challenges of AI in medicine. We have to make sure that this technology is used responsibly and ethically.
Well, I think our listeners are already a step ahead, being so engaged and curious about these advancements. But you're right, this is a conversation that needs to involve everyone.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another really exciting aspect of the future of AI in medicine. Remember those AI agents we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
The ones that can analyze data and learn from each other? Well, researchers are now exploring how to use these agents to tackle some of the biggest healthcare challenges that we face globally.
So it's like assembling a team of AI superheroes to take on these diseases.
Exactly. Imagine a world where we can deploy these AI agents to really remote areas, providing medical expertise and support where it's needed most. Or using AI to analyze these massive data sets, and identify patterns that could lead to breakthroughs in disease prevention and treatment.
So AI has the potential to not only transform individual lives, but also to revolutionize global healthcare.
And that's precisely why this field is so incredibly exciting. We're not just talking about building, smarter machines. We're talking about leveraging this technology to create a healthier, more equitable future for everyone.
That's a powerful thought. So where do we go from here? What can people do to stay informed and engaged in this field that's, constantly evolving?
That's a great question. I think one of the most important things you can do is to stay curious, ask questions, and really engage in these conversations about the ethical implications of AI in medicine.
It's like we always say on the show, knowledge is power.
Exactly. The more informed we are as individuals, the better equipped we'll be to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
This has been an incredible journey into the world of AI in medicine. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your take on what you think is, the most exciting potential of AI in healthcare.
Oh, that's a tough one. There's just so much potential. But if I had to pick one thing, I think it would be the potential to democratize healthcare. Imagine a world where everyone, no matter their background or their location, has access to the best possible medical information and care.
Now, that's a future worth striving for. It really is. It's inspiring to think about, all those possibilities. Imagine a world where healthcare disparities they're just a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Where this cutting-edge technology and medical knowledge is available to everyone.
Yeah. It's a powerful vision, and one that AI could, really play a key role in achieving. I mean, we've already seen little glimpses of this potential. Think about telehealth, for example.
Right.
It allows people in really remote areas to connect with, it's specialists all over the world.
Yeah, no more waiting months for an appointment or traveling, hundreds of miles just to see a doctor. It's like bringing the doctor's office right to your living room.
Exactly. And it's not even just about convenience, right? Telehealth powered by AI, it has the potential to make, really high-quality healthcare way more accessible and affordable for absolutely everyone.
That's amazing. And we're already starting to see some really innovative applications of AI in telehealth. You mentioned an AI earlier called SELM, I think it was, that can analyze cough sounds and medical history to potentially predict respiratory problems.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like something straight out of Star Trek.
It does, doesn't it? But it's real. This technology is very real. Researchers, Yue Zhang, Tongxia, and their team, they're really pioneering this new frontier. Imagine a future where you can just use your smartphone to record yourself coughing and get real-time feedback about your respiratory health.
That would be incredible, especially for people with chronic conditions like asthma or COPD. They could monitor their symptoms at home and get those those early warnings if something seems off.
Exactly. Early detection is key, especially when we're talking about, managing chronic conditions. AI-powered telehealth, I think it could empower people to take control of their own health in ways that we never even thought possible.
This is all so incredibly exciting, but I have to admit, it's a lot to wrap my head around. AI doctors, robot pharmacists, these algorithms predicting the future of our health. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I hear you. It is a lot to process.
Yeah.
It's important to remember we're still in the very, very early stages of this technological revolution. There are going to be challenges, ethical dilemmas, unforeseen consequences, all of that we have to navigate it.
That's why it's so important to have these conversations right now to make sure that AI in medicine develops responsibly, ethically.
I couldn't agree more. It's a shared responsibility. Scientists, policymakers, healthcare professionals, and of course the public, we all need to be actively involved in shaping the future of AI in healthcare.
We need to make sure that these tools, these powerful tools, are used for good, that they're used to improve healthcare for everyone, not just, a select few.
Absolutely. It's about using technology to create a more equitable and just healthcare system, one that benefits all members of society.
Well said. As we start to wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI in medicine, I'm left feeling, incredibly excited and also a little bit overwhelmed, I think. It's clear that we are on the cusp of something huge here, like a healthcare revolution.
We are. We really are. And while the future of AI in medicine is, it's still being written, one thing is certain. It has the potential to completely change, to transform healthcare as we know it.
It's up to all of us to make sure that this transformation is a positive one. A future where AI empowers us to live healthier, longer, and, more fulfilling lives.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
A huge thank you to our expert for sharing your insights with us today. And to all of our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey into the future of healthcare. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay curious and keep asking questions.
Until next time.